I speak for many when I say we should make more sustainable choices, and it is to that end I want to link you up with this build, as you'll be able to muster at least twice the thrill from it playing Elden Ring as opposed to buying Tears of the Kingdom. Now please allow me to formally introduce this build that I call Zelda. Link? Zing! With whatever existential crisis provoked by the name of the game set aside, you'll pluck your master sword from the clutches of the earth and clutch into the earth with your grappling hook. With this, you'll strike fear into the hearts of your enemies as they'll be unfortunate enough to witness the handsome expression on your face as you do it. To play with Link, you're gonna require a quality level distribution. A quality unfulfilled as you'll be left with the crumbs of what could have been an excellent time. For this reason, Zelda is on the precipice of C rank on the build efficiency scale. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I go to the ends of the world and beyond to make sure to have the best possible content for your entertainment. If you're a sadist, consider sticking around to watch me struggle and fall in PvP as I use this build. And with that, sit back, grab a snack, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Greetings everybody and welcome back to the series. Today we're going to be playing Link from Zelda, and we're going to start off this video by having a conversation about a topic that I find very interesting. You know how you get addicted to various things, right? Now, there's a point in addiction, whether that's with becoming an alcoholic or being obese and eating too much or social media or whatever. There's going to be a point in addiction where your body is going to be more interested in stimulation than it is going to be at actually trying to survive. Like, addiction overrides your instincts to survive in certain cases. Like crack, for example. Right? Which begs the question, like, woo! Is your body losing its will to live? Or is the substance tricking the body into thinking that it's going to survive by engaging with whatever addiction or substance you take? So, like, does your body lose its will to try to survive? Woo! Or is it being tricked by whatever addiction you engage in into thinking, I am going to survive by engaging with this substance, insert addiction? I find that very interesting. No! God damn it, man. GG's. But yeah, that's not a good way to start the video. But keep that in mind. That's an interesting topic. Could we please take a minute to discuss how absurd the concept of music is? Right, essentially what music is to string together a complex variety of sound. Oh my god, what the fuck is... No! These flies are very annoying. But what music essentially is stringing together a complex, like, sequence of sounds to make them as satisfying and stimulating as possible. Not only that, but music is also accompanied by the concept of language as well, which is essentially the same thing, only we assign meaning to those sounds, right? So music is not only trying to make a sequence of sounds that is satisfying, but it's also combined with language, which is about assigning meaning to sounds. Like, that's just so absurd. Like, what is up with that? How did we invent that? That's so weird. Holy hell. And speaking of Link, can we talk about how absolutely violated Link has been? Because the video series he's from is called Zelda, right? That's the series, that's the video game series where he's the main character. Keep in mind that Zelda is the princess we're saving in this video game. He is literally being one-upped by an incompetent princess that gets captured and kidnapped by Ganon. That's like calling Mario Peach. Like, why is Link being done this way, dude? And the host is dead. Wow, that lasted very long. Alrighty, next up, I want to drop a bit of a bombshell of an unpopular opinion on you. Just to start the debate going, right? I think that trans people should be able to compete in competitive sports under their biological gender. Okay? Now, what I mean by that is essentially, if a trans person transitions from, say, a male to female, right? I think that person should be able to compete in male-dominated sports, or in the men's competition, right? Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive, right? But what I think is that, oh god, I don't think that... Shut the fuck up, Siri, please! I think that sports aren't necessarily about, like, affirming gender, or being empowering. I think sports is simply about finding out who the better person is, right? Who's the most dominant physically in a sport, right? And obviously, having trans women in female sports is unfair because of the advantages, right? The biological advantages. Obviously, I feel like that's a no-brainer. But I also think they should be able to, like, compete in men's sports. You know, because they have to figure out who the better person is. Yeah! Got him with the bow. Anyway, make sure to go to the comment section and give your take on this. I'm very interested. Because that just sounds like it would be a good time. Alright, back on the internet, and I'm gonna seek validation from a bunch of strangers I've never met on a topic that I discussed with my parents this past Easter. Now, I got into this argument on the basis that I said that sex is more about pleasure than it is about creating children, right? I think that's fair. Because, right, 90% of the time when you're having sex, you are not making children. And this is true even back when birth control wasn't a thing, right? People were having sex without having children. So much, right? And I think that's a reason we should, like, consider... Ah! This guy, dude. Oh no, don't you heal. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna hit them with that. No! No! Come on! I was so close! I'm way too cocky. Alright, next up, I want to have a conversation about useless human instincts, okay? And I know what you're thinking. Human instincts? Useless? Let me explain, okay? There are so many instincts that we just, like, commit to automatically that are practically useless. And I'll give you an example, right? Why is it that when certain things smell very bad, we close our mouths? Like, we can't inhale with our mouth. Or we can, but we choose not to, right? Are we scared that we're gonna taste the smell? And if so, why is it that we, like, can't do that? Like, why is it that we can, like, taste something if we touch our tongue to it, but, like, if we nearly touch our tongue to it, can we still taste it? I feel like we can taste it with certain things. Like, if things are high moisture, we don't really need to be touching it at all to actually, like, taste it. Like, maybe a lemon, per se. For example. Woo! Like, a lemon is very moist, so, like, there's vapor that's gonna touch your tongue. So you could technically taste it without actually eating it. Alright, so I want to talk about this weird defense mechanism you have when you're an ugly person. And when I say ugly, I mean as in physically unattractive. Because there's plenty of ways to be attractive, right? You could be confident, you could be charismatic, you can take initiative and all that. But when you're ugly, you have this weird defense mechanism to like prevent you from being ridiculed and making a fool out of yourself. And it takes a lot of energy to be attractive as an ugly person. Like you need to prepare yourself mentally, you have to find someone to settle for, and it makes this weird dynamic when people are actually interested in trying to pursue you. Like, you basically end up feigning ignorance to fucking everything. So like, I'm gonna give you a couple of examples where I've had to feign ignorance at the most blatantly obvious things you could ever think of, and then just making a fool out of myself. And I've done this because I'm ugly. Okay, so basically, one time a girl sat on her knees in front of my crotch and I just started braiding her hair. And no, her hair wasn't short. She had like a meter long hair. Like I was braiding her hair for a good 20 minutes before I just up and left her. Secondly, I also just shoved my phone into some girl's back pocket at one point, and then I just left the party. So she just had my phone now, right? And then finally, I started grinding my ass against another girl's ass cheeks as she was literally twerking on me. Like she was twerking on my lap, right? And then I just, please, could you shut the fuck up, Siri? I'm not interested in your bullshit right now. Anyway, like, it is so blatantly obvious that these people were attractive to me, but I just couldn't, I just have this mental block where it's like, I'm not prepared to be made fun of, so I'm just gonna do anything in my power to like try to fumble the bag. No! God damn it, dude!